In this video, we're going to run through a quick demo of Sage Business Cloud Accounting Start and a number of its key features. In the demonstration, we're going to talk about the different features available that will help save you time and take the complexity out of your admin so you can focus more on running your business. We're going to cover how you go about accessing Sage Business Cloud Accounting and also logging in. We'll then move on to some demos, such as customizing your invoices, setting up your contact records for your customers and your suppliers. Entering invoices, we'll show you how easy that is. We'll look at the banking section, so recording how you get paid and also your expenses. We'll pick up on bank feeds, which is a very popular feature. It's a way of integrating your bank account or your credit card with your accounting software. We'll pick up on reporting and also the VAT return. We'll show you how you can add your accountant to give them access to your data. And finally, we'll pick up on the mobile app. So as you can see, loads to get through. Sage Accounting gives you the ability to work anywhere, anytime, and also on any device with your data stored safely and securely online. No more need to take backups, and Sage Accounting is always up to date with the latest feature improvements which are added automatically, ready for you when you next log in. Accessing Sage Accounting couldn't be easier. Just open your web browser and then go to sage.com. From the top right, click Login. And from the My Products area, choose Sage Business Cloud. You'll then be prompted to log in, so you'll need to enter your email address and your password for Sage Business Cloud Accounting. If it's the first time you are logging in, remember to click the checkbox, Remember Me, so it'll remember you for next time. So as you can see, I've logged in from this PC previously. So just click Login. And that's me logged into the software. Now from here, this is the main summary page. This is what you'll be presented with when you first log in. Really easy to navigate around the software as well. So you've got one navigation bar along the top. And in this demo today, we'll be accessing quite a few of these options. So really easy to find yourself or find your way around the software. There's also loads of help available to support you as well. And one of the easiest options is whichever screen you are in, next to your title for that page, you've got this little question mark icon. If you give that a click, that will give you access to the help relating to the page that you're on. So if you're stuck at any point, if you just head up to the top of the page, click that little question mark, and it should include the help that you need. The other option is accessing the Help Center itself. So you've got that available in the top right hand corner. So for instance, maybe you don't know what screen you should be in the first place. So just access the Help Center, and here you can navigate through the help that's available. And you can also search the help just by popping in some keywords. So we'll pop in some keywords, click search, and it will give you the areas of the help relating to whatever you've entered. There's also help beyond that as well. So if you scroll right down to the bottom, there's a Get in Touch option. This will explain the options that you have available for getting in touch with our support team. So the first option it recommends is using our Q&A live service. We recommend that because it's probably the quickest way to get in touch with our support team and get answers to any questions that you might have. There's also online chat and telephone support. So if you prefer just picking up the phone and you want to speak to someone, that's available as well. And then there's Sage City as well. So you can access these resources just about at any time. Now remember, you can access Sage Accounting on your mobile or also via a tablet. It's easy to download and install the app. And then you simply log in using the same email and password, where you can create invoices on the go, for instance, and also enter your expenses, as well as accessing your data. Let's take a look at customizing your invoices. So in Accounting Start, as it would suggest, you have the option to customize your invoices. You can select one of the two invoice templates that are available in the software, add your company logo and up to 2 association logos, and also add a customized set of terms and conditions and notes that will then automatically appear on your sales invoices. And not only will that save you time when you're creating your invoices, but it will also give them a much more professional look and feel. To do this in the software, you access the More menu, and then choose Settings. And then in the Invoice and Business Preferences area, we choose Logo and Document Template. So you've got the 2 templates available. It's just a case of choosing which one you prefer. And if we scroll down, you can see where we can add the company logo and the association logos. Really easy to add a logo. Simply click the box. And then it's just a case of browsing for your logo, selecting the one that you want to use. Click open and it will add that one for you. There's a little bit of information down the left hand side for both the company and the association logos on things like file sizes and file formats. You can change those at any time as well. Again, if you make any changes, click Save. And in Sage Business Cloud, you'll get this green bar appear just for a couple of seconds, just to let you know that the changes have been made. The other area to quickly pick up on while we are in this section is invoice form settings. So if we just give that a click, and it's worth noting that you can enter your next invoice number. So if you are switching from other software, you've already got a number and sequence in place, you can continue with that just by coming into this area and typing in the next invoice number that you want to use. Coming down the page, you can see the terms and conditions area, so you can pop in any information that you want to appear on your invoices. We've also got a notes section there, so in this case you can see we've added some bank account details, making it easy for our customers to pay us online, so that information will automatically be included on your invoices as you generate them. Again, if you make any changes, you just scroll down to the bottom, click Save, the green bar will appear just for a couple of seconds, and that's it done. The next area we'll look at is contacts. So setting up records for your customers and suppliers. Now, once you've customized your invoices, before you then start to enter them within the software, you will need to set up contact records. You don't have to set up your contact records in advance. You can just set them up as and when you need them. So don't think when you first start using it, you've got to sit there and key in all of your records up front. Now, it's very easy to add records into your software, and you really got 2 options. You can add them individually. So if you've never used any accounting software before, that will be the option for you. And obviously you can add them individually in the future going forward as well. And the other option is to import them. So if you are using existing accounting software, if you can export that information into the likes of Excel from your existing software, then potentially you can import that information. Now, if you are wanting to go down the import route, all you would need to do is access contacts. And from the new customer or new supplier drop down, you'll find that you've got the import options. Clicking that will bring up a separate little message, and from there you can download the import template, but also access further guidance from within the help center. So if you do need a little bit of assistance with it, that's where you'll find it. Adding records individually though couldn't be easier. So let's say we want to add a customer, we click new customer, and then you're going to be prompted to enter the business name. Now that's either going to be a company name, or if it's an individual, it's going to be the person's name. You can then enter the rest of their contact details as well. You've got a number of tabs, obviously for things like contact details, or recording an address, payment details, and also recording any notes that you might want to as well. Other than that, you just click Save and it will add it into your list. Now, if we just click an existing record, so we've got a customer here called A1 Design Services, click into it, and it will bring up the record. Now, we've got 3 highlight boxes at the top of this record, so we've got I suppose a summary of the credit position, a summary of the sales position for that customer, and also some contact details as well. We've got a number of tabs running through the middle of the page as well. You'll find this for each of your records. If we just scroll down, we'll see the first one is our activity. So the activity shows the full transaction history, which you can narrow down by date range if required. And you can also change the other information in here, such as, if you need to amend the main address or the contact details, you can always come in and do that at any time. And we must stress there is no limit to the number of records that you can add either. So it's not going to stop working when you hit 500 records or anything like that. It will just keep going. The next area we're going to look at is invoicing your customers. Really easy to enter these in Sage Business Cloud. To do this, we access the sales menu. This will bring up a list of the invoices that you've already entered. So you've got a number of tabs along here for analysing the invoices that you have entered. All will be selected by default the first time you go into this area. But as you can see, we can choose to view what's outstanding, if any are overdue, what's paid, and which of them are currently in the position of just being a draft invoice only. To add a new invoice, we just click the button. And then the first thing we're prompted to do is choose our customer. So we can either type in the name or select them from the list. We mentioned earlier when we were talking about setting up contact records that you don't have to set them all up in advance. You can, if you need to, just at the bottom of that drop down, click Add a Customer, key in the details there and then, save it, and then select it from the drop down. So we're just going to select an existing account just for speed. As you can see, it pulls through the invoice address automatically. We can amend that if required. So just by clicking on the little icon, we can update that. We've got the invoice date. Obviously, we can amend that one as well if required. And also you can enter a reference number. So if you have been provided with one by the customer, then you can enter that in the order number field. We then come onto the main body of the invoice, and this is where we can enter the description of what it is we've actually sold. So if we just type some basic details in, so we'll say annual service charge plus, let's say, parts. We'll just keep it nice and simple. We can select the category. So if we want to analyze our sales to a particular nominal category, we can do that. You can just select the relevant one from the list. You can set up your own as well. You'll find more information about setting up those categories within the help option. But we'll just leave it set to 4,000. We can then click into the price rate. So we'll say, let's say £100. And then we can choose the VAT rate. So the rate of VAT that we want to charge on this particular line of the invoice. You can specify different rates on different lines if required. But we'll choose standard, so 20% in this case, so it'll calculate the VAT automatically for us. Now if we did need to split our descriptions, or maybe we needed to list the parts individually, then rather than include it in that description, we might just type annual service charge and then start coming down entering the individual parts on different lines. Again, for each line you can specify a category, the relevant price, the VAT rate that you're charging, if you are VAT registered of course, and if you do specify a VAT rate, that VAT will be calculated automatically. Now coming down the page, we've got our totals as you'd expect. We've also got the notes and also the terms and conditions. So when we were looking at invoice customization a little bit earlier on in the demo, we looked at these two key areas. So that information is pulled through automatically. So we don't need to sit there typing it in. We can click into the box and we can amend it if required. We're then, if we finished entering that, ready to save the invoice. So we just click Save Invoice. And that's it done. That will now be updated to our accounts. It will be reflected in the outstanding balance for the customer. And we've got a number of options from here as well. So as you can see, we've got an option to email it out. The vast majority of Sage Business Cloud users do email their invoices. And if you prefer, you can print it out. So if we wanted to email it, really easy to do that. No complicated settings. We just click the link. It'll pull through the email address from the customer's contact record, and we can specify other settings in here as well if required. You can see we've got a subject line which you can amend. We've got a message line for that, and the invoice will be attached to the email as a PDF file. So other than that, we don't really need to make any changes in this area. We can just click send. Green bar appears at the bottom just to let us know that the invoice has been sent. Now if and when you're ready to record a payment against that, so let's just close out of that screen for a moment. And let's say we know that the customer has now paid us, whether it's cash, check, card payment, or maybe they paid us online. We just want to record the fact that that invoice is being paid. Really easy to do that. We just need to go back into sales, select the invoice. So if we go back to all, we can find the one that we've just literally entered. So it's this one here, invoice number 11. So we'll just click into it. We can view the details. Again, we could email it out again. We can print it. We can amend it. We can convert it and create a credit note if needed. Or we could download a copy of it. But let's say we want to record a payment. We just click record payment. Pop in the details. So it's assumed that you're going to be paying the invoice in full. Obviously, if it was a part payment, we just click in and amend this value. But we'll just leave it set to 120. That one's being paid in full. We can specify the payment date, which of your bank accounts the money is being paid into. We'll pick up on more on the banking area in just a couple of minutes. So let's say that was paid into our main bank account. The method, we're going to say we've been paid online, so electronic in this case, and a reference. So we'll just type online. Obviously that you might type in cash or the person's name, or you might have, if you've handwritten a receipt, you might have some sort of internal filing reference that you want to record. Other than that, we click record, bottom, and that has now flagged the invoice as having been paid. Again, you get the green bar just for a couple of seconds at the bottom, and that will have now received that money into the bank account and recorded that in our accounts. That's how easy it is to enter your invoices and to record a payment against them. The next area we're going to look at is banking. This is the area where you'll record money coming in and going out of your business. We can access it from the navigation bar at the top, so just clicking banking. And by default, you'll have two bank records set up. You'll have one called bank account and one called cash. If you do need to set up additional accounts, you can easily do that via the new drop down, and then just choose bank account and complete the little wizard which will guide you through that process. But you'll have these two set up by default. Now there are a number of ways to record money coming in and out of your business. We've already looked at sales and shown how it comes in against our sales invoices and how easy it is to record that. But what about recording daily takings or just general income if you haven't invoiced? How would you go about recording that? Well, there's a number of different ways of accessing the same screen. One is to come into banking and choose new and then choose money in. We'll take you into this screen. Or the alternative is just from the summary page when you first log into the software. You've got this money in area and you can click add, and that will take you into exactly the same screen. So to record money coming in, we can choose a customer if required. So we're not going to in this case. So let's say, for instance, we've just want to record our daily takings, for instance. We don't want to record every single customer. We just want to record the fact that want to record some sales in our accounts. So we'll leave the contact blank. We'll choose the bank account that we want to show the money being paid into. So let's say we're going to choose account 1200, which is our main bank account in this case. The method, now let's just say we've paid some cash into our bank. The date received, obviously you can amend that. You can You can backdate it, you can leave it with today's date, and of course you've got the flexibility of even putting in a future date if you can see that far ahead. But we'll just leave it set to today's date. We'll pop in a reference. We'll just say sales as an example. In the amount received, let's say we'll pop in £250. And then we come down to the main body of the money in area. So this is where we need to specify a category and categorize the transactions. So what is it we've actually received the money for? We need to categorize that so that in the background, the software can do all the adding up for us. So we need to choose the relevant category. So from the drop down, I'm going to choose one of my sales accounts. So I'll say it's this one here. Again, you can rename these categories if required. And in the details, I'm just going to type in daily takings. The net amount, it has already been calculated. And we've got the VAT rate already specified as well. So the VAT and the net has already been calculated from that £250 that we've keyed in. We can of course amend that if required. So let's say we had a mixture of standard rated sales and maybe some sales that were 0 rated, then we'd need to break that down. So we'd need to go into a second line and show the breakdown of that £250. So it's just a case of amending the values if required. But we're just going to keep it nice and simple for the purpose of this demo. Just do the one line. If we scroll down, we can see we've got the totals. We can of course attach an image. So if you've got any sort of document, a photograph, maybe something else saved to our PC, we can attach that document to the transaction if required using this little paperclip option. It will then just let us essentially click the area and let us browse our PC and choose that document that we want to attach. We'll not bother in this case. And then once we've done that, we're ready to click save. So we click save. And that's how easy it is to record your daily taking. So we'll return back to the cash book page and we can see that transaction listed. If you have made a mistake, Sage Business Cloud Accounting, really straightforward, really easy to amend your transaction. Just give that transaction a click. So maybe we'd spotted a typo, for instance, or maybe we've realized we've popped the wrong date in. Then we can easily just give it a click, amend the transaction, and then again, just at the bottom, we could save it. In this case, I'm just going to cancel that one. But that's how we go about recording our daily takings. Now, recording our expenses and other money going out of our business, again, pretty much the same type of transaction. We can access that, and again, in a number of different ways. So within banking, we can choose from the new drop down, we can choose money out, or alternatively, we can go to summary. And in the money out panel, we can click add. Again, it would take us into the same screen. Now, if you're able to enter money coming in, you'll be capable of entering money going out. So again, we can specify a supplier if we want to link this money going out to a specific supplier. But let's say in this example, let's say we bought some petrol. We just want to record that. You're not going to set the petrol garage up as a supplier. You don't get invoiced or anything like that. We just want to record the fact that we've incurred an expense. So we're going to choose the bank account that we've paid that money out of. So let's just choose account 1200 again. This time we're going to say we used our debit card. So we're using the payment method of credit debit card. We'll say it was today. So I'll just accept that date. Again, I can change that. So I could be playing catch up and maybe doing my accounts at the end of a week or even at the end of a fortnight. However often you want to do your accounts, it's obviously very flexible. You can change that date if required, but I'll just leave it as it is. Again, reference, I'll just put something like, keep it nice and simple, something as simple as just typing word petrol. It might be that when you've got your receipts, you write some sort of filing reference on there. So for instance, we might do 2021, 01 for January, and then we might have some sort of other reference that we key in onto that document, just so we got that cross-reference if we need it. But as I say, just keeping it nice and simple. We just do something like petrol, pop in the amount. So we'll say it was £50 exactly. And then again, similar to recording money in, we then need to categorize that transaction. So it's just a case of choosing or typing in the relevant category from the drop down. Now, if you're not sure on numbers, you will pick up the numbers very quickly. Try not to get overwhelmed by that one. There's obviously quite a few categories set up by default. If you select the wrong one, you've seen how easy it is to then correct that. If you don't know the numbers, we can start typing. So type in part of the description and hopefully it'll find that for you. So we select the relevant category. Into details, again, we'll just keep it nice and simple. Just type petrol. And again, you can see from that £50 we've keyed in, it's already picked up the standard rate of VAT, so it's already calculated for us the net and the VAT amount for us. Again, if that £50 was maybe to split between maybe a number of different other categories, so for instance, maybe you spent £45 on fuel and £5 on something else while you were at the garage, then you might want to break it down. Again, it might be a number of items where some of the items are standard rated, some are 0 rated, or maybe exempt of VAT. So again, if that was the case, we'd need to break that down into multiple lines, which you can easily do if required. Again, just to keep it nice and simple, we'll just do the one line. We've got our totals. See the breakdown. Again, if you've got maybe a copy of the receipt and you want to attach that to the document, you can just click the little paper clip and browse for that document. Otherwise, we're just going to click Save. Again, we'll get the green bar appearing just for a couple of seconds, just to let us know it's created that transaction successfully. And that's how you go about recording your money going out. Next, we're going to take a quick look at bank feeds. Now, rather than me guide you through this, I'm going to play a little video for you at this stage, just to explain more about bank feeds. But a bank feed is basically a way of integrating your bank account or maybe your credit card with your accounting software. So rather than you sitting there keying in everything from scratch, by integrating, it can pull that information down into your account and make it that much quicker to process your transactions. It's estimated that it can actually save and reduce the time that you spend on manual data input by up to 80%. But we'll play a quick video for you now, just to give you a bit more information about it and you can see it working.
Accounting allows you to connect directly to your bank account through the bank feed feature. This means that it will automatically import transactions from your bank account into accounting, allowing you to match them off to outstanding invoices, create standalone transactions, or simply record a bank transfer. To connect your bank feed, click on the Banking tab and on the relevant bank account, select Connect Bank. Next, select from one of the most popular banks or use the search bar to find your own bank. You will be asked to read and accept the terms and conditions. It will then request some security information to finalise the connection to the bank feed. Once connected, from the Banking tab, you will now see it showing as no transactions or a certain number of transactions. Selecting this option will bring you into the incoming bank transaction screen. This screen will display any transactions awaiting to be imported into accounting. On each transaction, you have three options: match, create, and transfer. The match option allows you to match to outstanding invoices currently on accounting. This will mark the invoice as paid or part paid and also create the transaction within the bank account on Sage. The create option allows you to create standalone transactions. These types of transactions don't require an invoice or contact. The for box is optional, but allows you to select a contact within accounting if one exists. The what box is used to choose the specific ledger account to assign the transaction against. The remainder of the boxes will automatically fill in, but allow you to make amendments if needed. Once you are happy with the information entered, just click Create. This will create the transaction within your bank account on Sage. Lastly, the transfer option. This is used to show money being transferred from one bank account to the other. You just need to have created the second bank account on Sage to be able to show the movement of money from one to the other. Once you have selected the bank, click Transfer. Connecting to a live bank feed also gives you access to our amazing bank rules functionality, where you can set up rules to categorize and automatically include details for transactions.
Reporting is a key part of any accounting software, and in Sage Business Cloud Accounting Start, you can easily see how your business is performing in just a few clicks. You'll have access to a full list of reports, and these include the profit and loss, balance sheet, and trial balance. So via a few clicks, if we just pick on profit and loss, you can see the profits and how your business is performing. For each report that you have available, you'll be able to export it either as a CSV. Maybe you want to analyze that further in the likes of Excel, so using CSV will allow you to do that. Or you could export to PDF, maybe to save the report as a download file, or to print it. Other reports include things like the aged debtors, meaning that you can see a list of customers, their outstanding balance, and also how long the balance has been outstanding for, and you can easily drill down from this screen to see the individual transactions themselves. The category activity and audit trail reports enable you to see what transactions you've entered and when you've entered them. And if you are VAT registered, you are fully compliant for MTD purposes, and it's very easy to generate your VAT return, calculate it, and submit it online to HMRC. If you like to leave certain tasks to your accountant, such as posting adjustments or running VAT returns, then it's really easy to make this happen. If your accountant uses the Sage Business Cloud Partner Edition, then you can give them access with a simple invitation email. This gives them real-time access to your data. To do this in your software, just click on your company name at the top, choose Manage Business Account, and then from the Business Management area, choose Invite Accountant, enter their email address and click Send Invite. Job done. It's that easy. It's worth mentioning at this point that Accounting Start supports single user only. If you need to give your colleagues access so that they can access your accounts from their PC, their tablet or their mobile, then you can upgrade your subscription to either Accounting Standard or Accounting Plus. You would also gain additional features within the software as well. Both of these levels of the software support unlimited additional users. You can upgrade it any time, and if you want to do this yourself, you can do it from within Sage Business Cloud Accounting, just by going into More, then Settings, and simply scrolling to the bottom of the page, and you have the Upgrade Now option. If you need to learn more about the features that you would gain, just click the link that's available. The final area we'll look at in this demonstration is the mobile app. The mobile app makes it easier for you to run your business on the go. It'll reduce the time that you spend on admin, as you'll be able to enter simple invoices and expenses as and when they occur. So you could be on site with your customer, you enter your invoice and you can email it out there and then. As we saw in the demonstration earlier where we recorded an expense for some petrol, we could enter that type of transaction as soon as it happens. All of the information you enter, it's instantly stored, synced and available from your PC, phone or tablet. The mobile app is included as part of your subscription for Sage Business Cloud Accounting Start. Simply search for Sage Accounting in the App Store on iOS or Google Play Store on Android. That brings us to the end of this demonstration of the key features of Sage Business Cloud Accounting Start. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. If you're already using Accounting Start, remember the online support options that you have available, and also the options for contacting our support team. If you're based in the UK, you have free 24/7 telephone support available. If you haven't yet signed up, head along to sage.com to start your free trial today.